My name is Frank LaRue, and I'm the Assistant Director General of UNESCO for Communication and Information. Today we're here to celebrate May 3rd, which is the International Day of Freedom of Expression and Freedom of the Press. We always insist on the two of them going together because freedom of expression is the right to receive information and to disseminate ideas and opinions. And of course, the best way to receive information, there's many ways that we can study, we can research, but initially the best way to receive information is through a free press and a free media. So we can build our mind, which is another independent right, the right to freedom of thought and opinion, which is an absolute right. And this is crucial in our days because we are, in a way, being attacked in that freedom of the press. Today, tragically, we have had in the last decade over 824 journalists assassinated. And this is the count of UNESCO, which probably is much lower than the reality. We recently heard the news in Latin America of a newspaper that decided to close because they could not protect their journalists anymore. This is very tragic. This is limiting our access to information and limiting the freedom of expression and limiting the press. So this is the celebration we're trying to enhance at this moment. In Brussels, as a matter of fact, at the beginning of this year, we were having a conversation with some of you, and we decided that it was important to begin analyzing the crisis of the press. What is this issue of fake news that right-wing sort of populist politicians are trying to use to discredit the media? I reject the term because news cannot be fake news, otherwise it's not an attempt to be news. You have to have either information or disinformation. Fake news, I think, is a way of trying to link news to challenging its credibility. But also, the Oxford Dictionary said that we're in the post-truth era, which means, is it true that society is abandoning the truth? Is that no longer important? Do we prefer to gossip in our social networks and just to exchange personal views with no fundamental objective or scientific basis? Or do we really appreciate the research of journalists and a serious information and investigation done? And this was the debate that we began building until we had organized the colloquium, which we had offered in Brussels. We had it here in Paris on the 23rd of March, which was called Journalism Under Fire, the Challenges of Journalism in Our Time. And now this is very important because we brought journalists from around the world to discuss themselves these challenges, to talk about how they felt and how they were being challenged in their credibility, or how their economic survivability is being challenged, because everyone wants to go to free news online, whether it's good or bad. This became one of the most successful events we had. We had universities and university professors as well. Today we're planning to follow up on this colloquium we organized with different alternatives, which will be presented in May 3rd. But we believe that we have to enhance capacity building for journalists to be able to survive in this era, to develop investigative journalism again, and to see new alternatives of journalism, especially new alternative economic models to survive in this new era. And finally, our biggest intention is to enhance the minds of society, critical minds. We need people to differentiate. Internet is a wonderful development, and media in general will all have an online version. We believe that all rights offline should be enjoyed online. But we also think that internet has dangers, and we have to confront them with prevention and with building critical minds, especially amongst the young people, to contrast, to verify, to see what is good and what is not right. For the future of the work of UNESCO, we plan to continue building critical minds to understand and appreciate and enjoy a free press around the world.